There we go. About to do some live Q&A today. You guys liked that. I'm actually doing this for a group. Welcome, iWitches. I'm going to post this to the group right now. I told them I would go live today. So, my bird is going to chirp the whole time. Yes. All right, here we go. Let's put this on mute and share it. So what we're going to do today is we are going to take some questions that you have, and I'm going to pull some cards, and we will do some readings live right now. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Much better. All right. So let me get my cards out and start shuffling them and see where you're at. Hello, Mountain Mango. How's it going? Hi, Tina. What's going on, Ashley? Hello. Give me a second. I am going to walk over here and close my door because Cosmo thinks he's the star of the show. Peekaboo. He goes, peekaboo. He really wants to be in here. One of these days I'll bring him in, but I just don't trust him. Yay! Ashley says, so funny. My phone just started playing this out of nowhere. I love it. Okay, hold on one second. Let me shut the door. He wants to be the star of the show. It's funny. So I am burning some incense. I went to the store recently and got me some of this incense jasmine, and it smells divine. But my new snake, Mobius, they say that snakes don't like smoke, but anytime I do ritual or a ceremony or I'm doing some clearing and I get my sage out and my incense or, you know, meditation or whatever, they both get super curious. And even when I do meditation without smoke or any scents or whatever, they tend to respond, which kind of is an interesting notice for me, interesting awareness, right? Totally an interesting notice I never expected. So they're very responsive to energy and makes me wonder about the snake charmers, if that's like really a thing, makes me want to play with it. I mean, why not? Meditation is supposed to be fun. So if there's a finding with that, maybe I'll do it and see. You know, so Ashley's saying it's amazing how animals respond to stuff like that. So just for fun, Lilith, when I first got Lilith, I don't know if you guys know the story of me ending up with snakes, but I babysat my girlfriend's bearded dragons once, and I was just like, wow, they have so much personality. So it was no surprise that last year my best friend's son had to rehome a new snake that he had. She was about a year old. And I was like, no, when asked, no, I won't take a snake. I've already got a bird, a cat, and a dog. However, immediately after that, I went into meditation and I saw this snake. So I texted her and I said, send me a picture, because that's how I got my cat. I dreamt of a black cat. Boom. A week later, I have a milk kitten. So I saw her face. She sent me a picture. Sure enough, that was the snake. So I ended up taking her into my home, and I went to looked at her and I was like, you and I are going to have to become friends. So got her out of the cage and handled her like the books say to do. And she actually loves it. They say that only like 20 minutes, 3 times a week, but she loves it anytime, even when she's in her shed phase. But I had her on my lap, and highly recommended for anybody who has anxiety. Now that I've experienced the stillness that you have to have, and what the stillness you do experience in handling snakes, because you do have to be still. They're very head shy and jumpy. They're more afraid of you than you are of them, which is surprising because in my mind, they're a predator, right? But I had her in my lap and I was holding her, and she kind of spread out and put her chin down and just chilled there. And it was really hard for me not to fall asleep. But as I'm sitting there with her, I was opening my energy to the left and right, just sitting really still, and I could feel her coils move with my energy. So it's a thing. So Tina's asking me, Are my sons going to talk to each other again? Am I going to see my grandsons again? You know, this is a interesting question as we come into the holiday season where a lot of triggers and family dynamics come up. This is one of those times where we really do evaluate our relationships. It's tough. All right, Tina, let's take a look. Let me make sure I have a pen too for if this chat box gets popping. Pens, pens, pens. Okay. So Tina. Okay, I got a pen. Okay, so for Tina, thank you for being such a loyal partner and follower. I would request if anybody feels like this resonates to share it. I don't believe in advertising. I don't do gimmicks. I don't do ads. I don't do coupons. I just give away my YouTube and hope that it resonates with someone out there. And if you feel it's of value to you, just please comment how you feel my readings are and post a little bit, share, subscribe, hang out. So what I'm picking up for you, Tina, the first thing that I'm seeing is victimhood, right? Imagery too, and how they are perceived. Like they have this victim mentality right now where they are blaming everyone. So this card right here is the 10 of Wands, and he's carrying a basket of heavy branches and logs or whatever, and it's a weight that he has to carry. So this to me comes across as victimhood. I also see the Devil card. Now, the Devil card is one of those cards. It's not the devil. It's not Satan. It's not bad. What it talks to us about is those things that afflict us. Now, the most important thing to remember about the Devil card is it sometimes can reference that someone's lying to you, deliberately antagonizing you, or most importantly and most often, this card comes up when substance abuse is in play. It could even be mental illness where, you know, we have a narcissist on our hands who's arrogant and proud. That would be the Hierophant paired with this card. It would be arrogance, pride, and, you know, stubbornness, you know, possibly bipolar or anything like that. But what we have here is the Devil card. So if they're drinking a lot, that's going to exacerbate situations and antagonize things. What I also see is the Two of Swords. Unfortunately, that tells us that they're still in a split decision kind of situation where they are sitting on the fence, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So unfortunately, I don't see any shifting in this right now. But I do see love. Like you have a lot of love for them right now. And you have the 7 of Swords, which is making the best of a bad situation or making the best of it. And I also see sneaky behavior. So at this point, anybody's going to that is involved is going to throw you under the bus, so to speak. And it might be okay to just take as much of a hands-off stance as you can, because I feel like with the Devil card in play, that's like our wild card. We don't know. We can't trust how they're going to behave. And at the bottom here, you can see the 6 of Cups. Can you see that? That's family. I love my indicators. The family card where it's children are involved. How old are your grandkids, Tina? Are they babies? Because I do pick up that things change, right? People grow. Matter of fact, I spent Thanksgiving with my ex-husband helping his wife cook for our blended family. We had 28 people there. And people change. If you'd heard the story of the kind of life when we lived and we lived together, it should be on a Lifetime TV, like Sleeping with the Enemy kind of stuff. But people do change. And it's surprising when they talk about narcissists and abusers not being able to change. But if they truly do the work and really want to try, I think sometimes they can. But we can hope for that, right? 5 and 7. Yeah, because I kind of pick up that it's a kind of an age where they would notice if they didn't receive a gift or if they didn't see you, or they would ask about you. That's why I was asking how old they were. I didn't pick up that they were babies. I also pick up that you want to mail a present or anyways, and you're wondering if it would be well received or make things worse. Maybe buy them anyway. Put them under your tree, you know. Yeah, she said people do change. I had an apology conversation from my ex about 2 years ago, which with the level of work that I've done, it kind of was irrelevant at that point, but I was still really grateful to hear it, you know, shockingly. I do have Christmas gifts, she said. Yeah, so buy them anyway. Put the intention out there. So how I would operate with that is I have a similar situation with one of my daughters where the Devil card is in play, and addiction is in play. And so the guilt we have, and the wanting to fix it, and the wanting to communicate. But what often happens with this, not to go off track, I know there's two of you that are looking for an answer, but we have to realize they come to be an adult, and our responsibility, and our, like, I ho'oponopono that subject, and it made me cry really bad. You know, the worthiness as a mother, the what did I do wrong, the heartache and wanting to help and be present, and all the knowledge and support and tribe that I have, and it not being well received, and feeling hopeless and wanting to fix it and not being able to, and just crying and letting it all out, and then realizing that I will continue to hold space for when they're ready. Yeah. And to allow myself to feel forgiveness and just sit and send them love, you know? So yeah, set that grid, like buy the presents, maybe do some meditation, and hold that energy of love and hope. But I do feel like either substance is involved, or stubbornness, or mental illness, or something too, where they're painting you in a negative light. So it wouldn't be helpful to give them any more ammo. So a little bit about me, you guys. I see some people in the chat room. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I operate now that we have some people here to talk to. I am a psychic and life coach. I'm an NLP practitioner, and I do energy work differently than most people you would expect. I use a drum, I use singing, I use music, I use crystals. I take you to the salt room and play. Any of my services can be done both in person and online. I teach tarot. There's a Tarot 101 class coming up January 4th. I also have some big news for you. When I was sick these last few months and in the hospital, a lot of my projects kind of had to get put on the back burner. So I have some exciting news for you. I've been working on a podcast called Untitled Chapter. We are going to not only just talk about issues, but we are going to provide supplemental classes that are halfway made, but this is my goal, so that you can actually, you know, instead of hearing someone talk to you and be like, you know, get you all hyped about things, but to actually give you some tools and skills to put them in play and improve some of the situations in your life, and some of your EQ mostly is what we're talking about. So I'm nervous about setting another goal, because so many of them had to be put on the back burner, like my women's retreat and conference I was speaking at, etc. But this is me beyond committed, right? So this is my 4th podcast, and I've never been able to find somebody who can stick it out. They last like 2 episodes and they dip. But January Jones, a very close friend of mine, and I have been working on this, and we have 28 weeks of content and a plan. And now that I am upright and above ground, we're going to talk about all kinds of subjects, everything from sex to spirituality and gatekeeping. We're going to be talking about the dating culture. We're going to be talking about the guru and self-help culture, and monetizing that, and how we never really know where to go. We're going to be talking about spirituality, meditation, all kinds of things. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, so when it comes to doing my live readings, what I do is I have a piece of paper and a pen, and I try to write down names and come back to you. If I mention your name and you're still here, I will read you. I try to get to just about everybody, but mostly I go to who I'm drawn to. You aren't required to donate, but they are welcome. So there's Karma on deck for PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, whatever way you want to do it. If you want to book your one-on-one, get an in-depth reading, you can find me at karmaondeck.com. My one ask, if you don't donate or book an appointment, is just sit back and enjoy the readings. And oh yes, I forgot. I'm taking a Hellenistic astrology course. I'll be adding that to you guys, my repertoire and my toolbox, by this time next year. I've been studying astrology for a few years, but I did get into a certification program that I've tried to get into for 3 years now. So I'm about a month into that, and you'll be hearing me yap about astrology and my awarenesses pretty soon here. All right, so anyways, I go to who I'm drawn to, and please be patient with me. I get a little, if you bomb the chat, I kind of get a little whoop. So be patient and loving, and I'll get to as many as I can. Let's see where we are. So there was someone here in the beginning here with a Y. Yoshiaki Choi Jungyun. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. I'm applying for a teaching job abroad, and I want to know if I can go there in January. And what about the contract that I signed for my business? What about my health? Oh, that's a lot. So we're doing one question. So what I'm going to do for you is just do a quick spread and see what comes up for you. I can't do a complete life spread like that completely, take up time, but I'd be willing to just pull what the cards have to say for you. And then Ashley, I see you as next. Hi, Net. Okay, so Yoshiaki, this is for you. All right, so I think I'm talking about the teaching job abroad. I'm not seeing the Chariot card, which talks to us about traveling internationally. What I am seeing is you not hearing from them in a timely manner and feeling as if they're going quiet, going ghost. And I feel like you need to be consistent with your communication with them, because we have the Magician card. Notice we have the Three of Pentacles, checking your email, watching for their communication with you. And then I'm seeing the Four of Swords, which is them not reaching out. So you might have a little struggle with communication with whoever it is you're going abroad, and a delay. So Ashley Williamson was next. Let's see here. What's Ashley saying? So Ashley Williamson is asking about her spiritual journey. Are you still here, Ashley? Yes. Okay, hold on. And then there's Anna. And then Kavita is talking about a job. Okay, so Ashley Williamson, Kavita, then Anna. Oh no, yeah, Kavita was right after that. All right, sorry. I'd seen it posted twice. Okay, so this is for Ashley. We're looking about your spiritual journey, right? You want to know how things are going. So Yoshiaki is saying, yes, thank you very much. They're not responding to my emails. That might be a little bit of a delay. Okay. Ashley, so if you guys could come to my YouTube on Instagram and please post your comment in the section there so I don't get lost. But I do see you. Hang on. Okay. Ashley and your spiritual path. So the first thing that comes up is imposter syndrome. Like, I don't know if you have someone who's out there that is telling you what to do or what not to do. I feel like you're questioning your path in a little bit of a way. I feel like you're, I don't know, wondering if you belong, or feeling as if you're questioning your tools and practice. I knew it. Okay. So before I shuffled, I was going to make a little caveat about what cards that we would expect to see if you are right on your spiritual path. And I was going to mention the caveat that we would expect to see the High Priestess. And that was the first card that came out. I should have said something, right? You'd think I'd learn. And I also feel that you feel a little too new, or as if you're not quite sure how to proceed. Like, you don't want to spend money on things, and you don't want to really trust anyone right now. You're worried that that some things don't fit. So I also feel like you need to work on I don't like to use the word need, but I feel like there's some past trauma that's blocking you a little bit, and you are trying to clear some of that energy on your own, and you're trying to reprogram your brain, and reprogram your spiritual self. I think you're working on your DNA right now and stepping into a new way of living. You have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, and even though, no matter how much you study or what it is that you're doing, you kind of have this feeling of it's too new, or you're too new, or you're too inexperienced. You're also feeling a little stuck, or as if there is no movement in the direction that you want to go. Can I just share with you the last few months? You've got the Hangman, okay? And what struck me is, like, are you taking an online class, Ashley? I'm seeing the Three of Pentacles, and that's online, or looking for something online, or learning, right? But what I'm seeing is this delay, the Hangman. You're feeling stuck a little bit. I'm not sure if you should continue with what it is you're doing or take on something new. Yeah, you have the Hangman. So I want you to think, follow with me for a little bit. I was women's body positivity class. I had a convention in Vegas I was supposed to go to, at a conference I was supposed to speak at in November, and a lot of it got canceled. And I wondered if quitting, right? If it's like, am I on the right path because there wasn't any movement? And during my illness, I had this screaming awareness of like, look, put me back to work. I have things to do. I'm recommitted. And I do feel as if the last few months we had like some timeline shifts, which caused us to have to recalibrate, right? I feel like we had to make some decisions over the last few months, if this is making any sense to anyone. And I feel like we're coming on that, like if you remember this time last year, we were coming into the Grand Conjunction, which was all those planets in alignment. So I think that we were getting in alignment this whole year. And that delay was just that growth period, like a seed, right? So I'm picking up delay, that there had been a delay, or you're feeling stuck. And you're getting tired, like fatigued, and you want some things to go back to the way they were, yeah? So you want to, maybe there were some things that were going on for you where you were dealing really well and you felt like you were moving forward, and the Four of Cups is that card for wanting things to go back to the way they were. So this is that calibration. So bring yourself to level. I have a certain song that I listen to get me to come back to square because of an awareness I had during the song. Like, all you have to do is get yourself back into alignment. Like, maybe take a few days and stop thinking of the problem and just bring yourself back into alignment. Stay there for a few days. And then on the third day, or maybe the fourth, ask, right? See how you feel. Attach your emotions if they're in alignment with that core feeling, that calibration. Hopefully that was of service to you. Okay, so Ashley, let's see, we were on Kavita. So this is a job question. Kavita, job question for you. So we're going to use the Dragon Tarot for that one. Thank you for the donation. Hello from Twitch. Twitch is new to me, but I added it because I got kids on there. So like I said, subscribe, share, hang out. Hi, Mega Witch. There you are. I saw your question up earlier. I'm going to grab you. Ooh, small business stuff. This is for Kavita for job. So I'm seeing Page of Cups, which is new beginning, new job. Seeing the Ten of Cups, Six of Wands, celebration. You are going to get a new job. I can expect you to be busier than you expected to be with this. It's going to take up a chunk of your time. I don't know if that means it's a longer drive for you to get to where you're going, or if it's just a long hours type job. But I feel like, yes, right? You've got this, you're in your head a little bit about it. So you're feeling worry, right? And so that's keeping you from feeling positive about it. But if you look here, we've got the Sun card, the Three of Cups, and the Ten of Cups, the Page of Cups, new beginning. The only thing I could say about that is you feeling a little bit like your ideas are all out there and how it's going to happen for you. So yes, it's coming. I mean, money's tight right now, or you're feeling as if it is, so it will pass. Anna was talking about a job. Are you still here, Anna? Thank you for joining me. Yeah, come to my YouTube. You guys will get more. Let's see if Anna's still here. Oh, there you are. Okay, so Anna says, do you see a reconnect? I wrote reconnect, but I wanted to make sure you were still here. We've been friends for years and something happened. I really hate that. Like I've lost friends, and sometimes it's really not about us, right? And we want to fix it, or we're worried about how it will be received, or if there's something we don't know. Let me take a look. Hi, Anna. Okay. So Instagram, if you guys join me on my YouTube, Karma on Deck, jump on the queue, add your question, and I'll get right to you. There's not very many ahead. We're nice and easy right now. I like it when it's a smaller group. I don't feel so rushed. So if you're hanging out with me, thank you for your patience. So Anna, reconnect with a friend. Let's see here. King of Swords talks about decision. The Magician is talking to someone. So the Magician is like going on stage or speaking to someone. So I would expect that you're going to hear from them, or that it would be open to communication. I'm not sure what happened, but I can tell you that a reconnect would be appropriate, that there wouldn't be any harsh energy. It's looking pretty beautiful. I mean, I hope so. I feel like there's, see this 3 of Cups, which is reconnect. I'd love to find out. I mean, I wouldn't want to send you to someone and have it go badly, but I'm seeing that this individual didn't want an audience for some stuff that was going on with them. They've got some duty burden things on their back, but the cards are beautiful. I do feel as if at this phase that people have grown a little bit, and that there might be a possibility of a reconnect for you too. It looks better than I expected it to. I expected to see the problem, and it might have been enough time has gone by that the ground is fertile for that. Let's see here. Cammie was asking me a question. Let's go up a little bit and find Cammie, and let me look at this chat box. Oh yeah, that's right. I am talking to Mango Witch. Cammie, if you're still here, Mango Witch. If you're still here, just type your question. So let's see here. Where's my Mango Witch at? You're welcome. You can post your question and I'll see if I can get to you. I'm looking for my Mango Girl. There we go. Was hoping to ask for advice on improving my small business. Thank you for all you do. Mango, if you're still here, she wants to know about small business. I am going to write some of these down so that I can catch up with you if you pop back up. Angie, you said you donated. Where's your question, darling? Oh, there she is, Mango Witch. Okay, so Mango's asking me about small business improvement. All right. I lost an earring. Well, I knew I should have wore the snake ones today. Okay, Mango Witch. Not these. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I love it. I love correlations. So improvement for you in a reading would look like this 2 of Coins. I'm really hoping for Ace of Coins. Let's see what else. Empress maybe. Oof. So I am seeing the Devil card and the Tower card. You had some things that were shaking the tree, so to speak, and you're wondering, thank you, Angie. I wrote your question down so I don't miss it. You're next. So what I'm seeing is that whatever it was that was shaking you up, you've learned through it. You have this practice now of being a little bit more careful with your decision making, and you're vetting people, or maybe being more careful with who you expose yourself to, or what kind of energy in which you're operating, because that's this 5 of Wands, right? You kind of backed into a corner a little bit and being careful. I am seeing this Wheel of Fortune, which tells us time. Give it some more time, okay? And the other thing that I'm seeing is the Magician. So how is it that you are operating with advertising? How is it that your business is advertised or presented itself? I'm seeing that you might want to do something that involves talking about your business, or maybe doing some more advertisement, or find a way to advertise that's different. Maybe doing some videos or a YouTube, whatever it is you do in particular. I'm seeing the Magician, which is on stage, which is speaking publicly, etc. Also seeing the Two of Coins. Two of Coins with the Wheel of Fortune tells us to hold the line. Keep going. Don't quit. And I'm also picking up that you have this desire to take maybe a small, hi, my Kelly, friend from high school. I love it. So you have the Page of Wands, right? Maybe taking an online course or doing some education, getting a certificate or something that will help you with legitimacy or adding a skill set. Okay, Angie wants to ask about court. We're going to use this same deck. Now, winning in court, we want to look for victory cards. We want to look for cards that are bright and fun. Cards that are, if we involve the Justice card, right, it'll tell us that you're going to court. If we see other small things, it'll tell us it's taking it out of court, etc. Hi, my Kelly. That's right. That's exactly what I said. Okay. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Angie wants to know about court. Are you still here, darling? Here we go. Court. The Fool. Okay, so the first thing that I see for you is the Fool card. And the Fool card talks about crossroads, opportunity, and choice. I also pick up that it's going to cost you money, or there's going to be some expense on your part in order to make this happen. Right? Where you feel as if the time, the expense, and the effort is going to be a lot. And I agree that it might be a lot of effort. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a ridiculous amount of effort. But it is kind of one of those things that's a drag, right? It's like, shit, I've got to spend money, show up in court, make these depositions, etc. And is the energy that I'm putting into this going to be worth it? Because it is a cost, right? You most definitely have this emotional expense that it's exhausting to have to force someone to comply or do the right thing. I'm seeing some difficulty in this. You can't see your way through to the end. I'm seeing the Eight of Swords, the requirements that it would take for you to kind of get there, and the roadblocks. I feel like they have either a lot of clout or etc. But your answer is going to be a yes if you're committed. This here is the Six of Wands. I had to look at it and keep pulling cards for the answer because they were showing me the situation. But right here we have the Six of Wands, which is possibly a payment or money coming your way that's due you. So hopefully that helps. All right, let's see where we're at. I think I'm caught up for a moment on what I was expected to do. Let me go back a little bit and see where we are. So there's Ashley, Yoshiaki, Angie. Hello from Twitch. Okay, we already talked about that one. Mango Witch we covered. Savita, which is Parul Pathak, has asked a few times. And Madhamitha. And then a career for that one. Okay, let me just and Tiffany White. General. Thank you for that. It makes it very easy. General readings are a lot easier than directing a question and tapping energy. Harul, this is about your painting. Let's see how this looks like. How this looks like. My grammar is amazing. Okay. So whoever's still left in the room, if you've posted your question, just post it again. Hi, Alicia. Okay, so this is Parul about the painting career. Like I said, if you don't want to donate or book a one-on-one, my request is that you share my videos, like, subscribe, hang out. Parul about your painting. Ooh, okay, so what's fun about this one is I am seeing your energy toward it has been more along the lines of enjoyment and craftsmanship and talent. So what I'm seeing for you is that you have not yet directed a plan. Like you haven't put a plan together for what it is that you want to do and how it's going to pan out. And so you're kind of watching the environment, right? You've got the Three of Wands where you're watching to see how it could pan out for you and what ways in which you can broadcast your art. And so I'm seeing this Seven of Pentacles for you, which says to give yourself some time, that it will take time for you to get through some of the ground laying, like the groundwork that you have to lay in order to produce it or sell it or a platform for which you need to operate. And you're new to this, at least in the marketing portion. So the cards are yes, but more so that it will take more time than you expect. So it's not at a point right this moment where you should drop everything. Hopefully that's helpful. So this other one, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but let me see. Madhumitha, this is for you about career. Hi, Mike Kelly. Hopefully you can hear me now. All right, so for that one, I'm seeing that there might be some frustration with your husband. You're asking about his career. I'm seeing some frustration and looking for a new place, that he might be looking for a new kind of opportunity. You're looking at what it is that you do and trying to do it in a different way. And I feel like he's having a really hard time and starting to get frustrated. And possibly look to an outside source like an international company or a company that's not in the area that he currently lives in, because this is starting to get a little tight and is narrow band of opportunity for this individual. And I feel like he's having a hard time by not hearing from others about employment, but I can promise you that this is going to get easier. He's going to start getting some more opportunity coming up pretty soon than you expected. Tiffany White, are you still here? This is a general reading. And then I'm going to look through again and see. So if you want an in-depth reading, you can find that, classes, spiritual mentorship, coaching, etc. on karmaondeck.com. You're welcome to donate Karma on Deck, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. You're welcome to do it there, and it's not required. And I don't go and jump to somebody who pays either. I'm not paying attention that much to the chat. I do my best. So thank you for your patience. I try to detach from it for a little bit. Yay! All right, Tiffany's here. Let's see. So the first thing that I'm picking up for you, Tiffany, before I pull the cards, is a little bit of anxiety. Have you had anxiety lately? Or nervousness a little bit? One question per person. If you want to book a one-on-one, karmaondeck.com, we can do a Zoom meeting, or if you prefer, I can do a video recording. Very much. Okay. So Tiffany has, I'm picking up advice for you if you're willing to accept or receive it. On meditation, Ho'oponopono, and practicing with centering yourself, right? Part of anxiety is fear. And if you go to my website, there's 2 blogs that I posted, portions of a lecture on meditation that I was supposed to give in November, but I was in the hospital. So I shared some of those meditation techniques there on my website, and you can just go on the blog and look for Meditation for the Modern Mystic. And I talk about, well, I haven't produced the or published the other chakras, but I talk about the root chakra in the blog next to Meditation for the Modern Mystic, because feeling rooted is one of the most impossible things to do in our modern society. We don't own property. A lot of times we rent. Our employment is transient. We go from, working to one place to another as businesses change and our community and society is changing. And we have anxiety about income and relationships and our health now and politically. And so we don't feel grounded. We don't feel rooted. And so it's very difficult for us to expand from that place. If you think about psychology and the hierarchy of needs, if you don't feel fed and you don't feel safe, how can you possibly think about humanitarian things or doing anything much more than surviving? So ultimately, anxiety is all about fear, and how we deal with that fear is can affect the quality of our life, right? So one of the techniques that I say to try is Ho'oponopono. That is self-forgiveness and awareness of sometimes it's just that we're not performing at our best, and we know we're not because we're in such a funk, and then we feel worse. But just stopping it for a moment, that's really the magic of Ho'oponopono, is stopping the spin, right? It's like a negative feedback loop. You ever get a commercial or a song stuck in your head and you can't get rid of it? This is what we're working on, is stopping it for just a moment and apologizing. I'm sorry. I haven't had the strength to get through this. I'm sorry. Thank you for the lesson. Forgive me. I'll do better. And I love you. That's Ho'oponopono. If another practice in Ho'oponopono is sitting with the emotion, like allowing ourselves to explore the depth of it so that we can finally see the bottom, because it feels like we're just treading water. And then we go to gratitude and finding what we are grateful for in order to balance that, because we stay looking at the negative for so long. What we need to do is dive into it and then consciously pull ourselves back out to gratitude, and then finding the middle again so we can calibrate. But what I'm seeing for you, Tiffany, is a need for money. Like you are looking for money. See this here? We have the 4 of coins. How am I going to get this in alignment? Holy shit, there's so much on my plate. Ideas that we have about employment and bringing in new money. It's like you're going in this spin. I also see some travel that's coming up for you, and you're trying to either earn some money or make it happen. What the cards are here to tell you, Tiffany, is that you are capable. You have the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is our card for capability. It's a minor to the Magician. If you understand tarot, and sometimes I like to demystify some of the cards for you, right? Because I teach tarot, and that was one of the reasons why I started teaching, was because there's so much gatekeeping. Do this, don't do that. You must do this, you must never do that. Use this deck and never that one. It should always be given to you, etc. So I like to teach, and in this card here, the Ace of Wands talks about capability. It's a minor to the major card, the Magician. The Magician is being fully 100% ready. It's the idea of the curtain's about to go up. Dress rehearsal's not required. Audience is ready, and you're about to speak. You're about to go live. You're about to be the magician and make some magic. The Ace of Wands is a minor to that, but aces are pivot points. They are our trump card. And aces talk to us about capability, especially the Ace of Wands. He's in a laboratory, and he has all of the things required to get things done that he needs. Maps, chemicals, magical items, globes, books, astrology. So the message of this card is for you to step into and recognize that you're capable. Maybe do some of the rooting and grounding techniques that I posted in the root chakra, the root of the matter, and maybe try doing some things consciously that can make you feel more grounded and get rid of some of that anxiety. Tiffany, did you just start to cry? Because I feel like this release right now with that you have had a really hard time staying positive and bringing things into perspective. I almost want to cry with you, where it's like you feel like you're going to lose your shit, like your grip a little bit. And I also pick up for Tiffany that things are moving too quickly and you feel like they're moving too fast for you to keep up. And so you decision making, you're being asked to make decisions really quickly, and that's getting you frustrated too. Ho'oponopono, darling. Anybody wants to get some energy work, I also do long distance energy work. If you want to clear some of these things, we could do some drum work for you. Blessings to you, Tiffany. Hopefully this resonates. Thank you so much for allowing me to see into the situation. I can also say for you, Tiffany, that you're working harder than you feel you get paid for, or the other side to that is feeling depleted. And when you're depleted, you don't have as much to give, right? And so what is the answer to that when we're feeling like we just don't have any more to give? You got to give to yourself. I don't care if that looks like an aura bath. I don't care if that's taking 30 minutes and shutting your phone off and getting a Starbucks, or 15 minutes of meditation, or saying no to one more thing. Give those gifts to yourself. Get a massage. I mean, if you have it, the time and the money, do something for yourself and do it intentionally, as in, I'm filling myself back up so I have more to give, and just see the difference. Let me see where I'm at in the chat. Who's still here? Thank you for the likes and thank you for the subscriptions. I see a couple of you subscribed. I appreciate it. Kavita, Kiko, Madamitha. For those of you on my Instagram, please join me on my YouTube. I'm doing these live readings. Type your question in the box if you're still here. I think Tiago. Michael Kelly. Are you still here, my love? Hello, Mike Kelly. Let's talk to Michael. So Mike Kelly, my high school best friend, told me he's not into all of this. Love you though, because I asked him a couple years ago to follow my YouTube. And he said, no, thank you. What a difference a year makes, huh? The awakening is beautiful. Okay, Tiago, hang tight, you're next. If you don't mind, please just post your question one more time, Tiago. And anybody else that's here, post your question, and I'm just going to catch up for who's online. Michael, we're talking about your intuition. Please subscribe and hang around. Like, share. Do the thing. That's how I advertise. Word of mouth only. And that you don't have to share the YouTube, but anything that resonates with you. You can share any of my posts or whatever. I would be good enough. Like my page on Facebook, Karma on Deck, and see what activities are going on. All right, Mike. My Kelly, I love you. Proud to have you in my tribe and on my team. Anybody in New York, go see my Kelly. The Sun card is the first card that comes up for you. 5 of Wands. You do have some inner conflict, and the Justice card. So here's the Justice card, right? The Justice card is all about like what you're doing legally, what you're doing on paperwork, what contracts that you have in play. I am looking for the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Hierophant, all of those cards. The Hierophant would be telling me that you know what to do. The High Priestess would tell me to trust your intuition. I'm curious about this Justice card, Mike. What is going on legally? Would this mean that you would have to give something up or sign a contract in some way? I am seeing the Ace of Pentacles, which is a trump card. Like I was saying, there's the Emperor. So this is based on your intuition and your decision making as well. I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles, the opportunity to make bigger money. Remember, our trump cards are our aces. Pentacles is money. And it's a turning point. It's a pivot for you. I'm seeing the Chariot card. That's another major card. That's 4 in a row for you, by the way. For those of you that are new to tarot, major cards are like a volcano to a boiling pot of water. The energy is just huge. right? Compared to the day-to-day minors. So you have the Justice card. This would be a huge change. Contracts in play, maybe advertising, doing things completely differently, maybe, or maybe honoring a contract or signing one. Ace of Pentacles pivots, Chariot, which is intensity, also moving. You might be finding yourself moving to somewhere, going out of the country, or changing things kind of drastically. But this is also all about you having your pulling two things together. So let's say, for example, that I know you and I know that you have this business that you're doing. You're doing your massage and energy work. And let's say you want to do another one like real estate. And so what we have is the Chariot card, and the description here is about having two horses, and you are the chariot master, and you are driving these two yoked horses. They may or may not be equally yoked. And what ends up happening is the intensity in which it takes for you to navigate with these two headstrong individuals, two totally different beasts, followed by the Emperor. And this is our card for mastery, decision-making, independence, leadership, and being an emperor. This is the card that you meditate on now this week. I want you to know, take a picture of the Emperor and think about what that takes for you to operate with this kind of leadership and independence. And you're expected to be an example with that as well. There is also someone I feel like you might be working with that you're worried about. So the question here that you're asking, what you should and shouldn't do about trusting your intuition. You ready for your answer? Michael, your answer is the Wheel of Fortune. There is a conflict with someone that you need to clear up first, either an apology or a miscommunication. And there's a Five of Wands where there's this conflict, and it's asking you to wait. So it's not a no, it's a wait. There's more information that needs to come your way. And it's going to take some time. And I also pick up a temper, possibly, where you might feel as if you feel a little rushed, and you're fatigued, and you don't want to add too much to your plate because you don't want to break the camel's back, right? So wait, Mike. Wait a little bit. It's going to be too much for you right now. I feel like it might bring a little, yeah. I love you. Let me know how you feel that went. If you want some more insights, text me. Michael. Tiago, are you still here, sweethearts? Thank you for your patience. You've been hanging out with me for a little while. You shared. I appreciate that. Oh, it was Malik that said shared. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to find your question, Tiago. Oh, thank you. Michael said spot on. Okay. It's always nerve-wracking to do someone I know, too, on a live. Tiago, are you still here? All right, I'm going to go up into the chat a little bit. Farheen, thank you for the subscription. Lava and Tiffany and Perry. So Farheen, will this separation between me and my husband lead to divorce, or will we come to take me? Okay, so she wants to know about this relationship, whether it is going to continue separation or reunite. Tiago, if you're still here, I'll do you next. Post your question one more again. Lava, I'll probably get to you next. I've got you right there. Farheen. Ha, okay. So I do feel like there will be a reconnect for me, for you with this individual. We have the Lover's card. Now, the Lover's card is about this on again, off again. I'd hazard a guess that you guys have had an on again, off again a few times. And there is hope there. He does care about you. We have the Temperance card. I think that they're doing something with someone else, or there was a third party or an argument about a third party. I feel like they're struggling financially, or they're being very, very impulsive. And I do feel like they're going to realize, although this may take some time, there's some hope there. So it's not an absolute flipping you the bird. So let's see here. We're talking to Lava, if you're still here. Next. Tiago. All right. So a big unexpected thing happened in one of my personal hobbies today, and I wonder if I should stick with what I've been doing or just go for the change I've been thinking about. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this for a question like that. Thank you. We're going to look for the Death card. Okay. So the Death card is about change. It's not about, it's like transformation and change. So we'll look for the Death card, things like that. We look for the Eight of Pentacles for keeping doing what you're doing. Thank you, Lavina, for reposting your question. Well, you're getting the Eight of Pentacles. Keep doing what you're doing. Repetition and redundancy is the name of the game right here. This isn't about redundancy in a bad way as boredom, because I'm seeing to continue to do what you're doing. The Seven of Pentacles is about harvest, right? What is it that you're harvesting? What is it that you're already growing? I'm seeing that you're committed to whatever it is you're doing. I see the Ace of Wands, which is a new beginning. But in order for you to do this new beginning, it's to combine the two. Or do both for a little while. So this card right here, keep doing what you're doing. And also the Ace of Cups is saying to check in how you feel about it. That if it's creating you anxiety and negativity, that the answer is that you're going to be doing too much, and that the reason that there's anxiety is because it's too much too soon. Hopefully that helps you. Lavina Asrani, thank you so much for your subscription. I see that you subscribed. I appreciate all of that. I do have a strong love for my YouTube community. It's my favorite platform. If I could just do YouTube, I would. But alas, here we are. Oh, Alicia's next. So Lava, then Alicia. So Lavina, any chance we'll come back and reconcile? Is he going to change his perspective about the orthodox thinking he was? Well, he comes back. Let's take a look. So we've got an orthodox thinker, huh? Alicia, you're next. Unfortunately, what I'm seeing, I don't like to give bad news, but I like to be honest. And what I'm seeing for you is the Ten of Swords, which is that it almost feels like a betrayal, right? Or as if they didn't honor what they said they were going to do. Or as if they, you almost feel as if they lied to you, or they didn't represent themselves the way they say they would or did. I'm seeing that, you feel like they could have done better. Like you want to say to them, like whatever it was that was going on that was more worth the ideology that they have. I see the Three of Wands. Now, sometimes this card comes across as stalking or watching. Now, I don't know if that's you watching them or them watching you, but I also see it like as in a watching, and I see some depression. Like you've lost kind of hope for this individual. And to be honest with you, I'm seeing the Page of Cups, which is a new beginning with someone, and an Ace of Cups, sorry. New relationship with the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning. So I see you turning the corner with someone new. And the Queen of Pentacles, love and money is the same energy. Queen of Pentacles, I'm seeing some increase in your income. Hang on, guys. I'm going to take a quick break for like the 30 seconds it's going to take me to heat up my coffee. So if I could put on Jeopardy music, or anybody wants to sing, do, 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 just hang tight. I didn't realize I hadn't drank any of it, so hang tight. Just what I needed. Okay. It's cold here. And it's super cloudy, and there's a 100% chance of rain tomorrow, so I'm super excited. It's my favorite weather. Where are you? I'd love to know where everybody's tuning in from. Hi, Georgie, long time. So I do see it happening soon. Lava. Alicia, are you still here, darling? General reading for Alicia Bailey. Thank you for hanging out with me. And Malik, if you're still here. do, 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 do. Thank you, Spiritual Jada. I knew one of you would do it for me. So for those of you that are on my Instagram, please join me on my YouTube, Karma on Deck. I am live. Northern Cali. I miss you guys. Hi, Meredith. If you have a question, post it in my chat box in my YouTube. That's where I want your company. Like I said, you can donate, although it's not required. Karma on Deck, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. You can book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com, for classes, spiritual mentorship, one-on-one readings, etc. I am from New York, lived in Vegas and was a paramedic there for 20 years, and now I'm in Southern Utah. All right, Alicia. I'm actually going to use this deck. You said general reading, but I think this is an emotional thing. Can you hear my bird? He wants to take over. He's screeching. This deck right here is the Mystic Dreamer. I don't have the book for the author, but I think at one point it was in my bios. So, Alicia, what I'm seeing for you is, are you missing family right now? Either that or the Dragon Tarot. Dragon Tarot, the blue one, or the Six of Cups. This one right here is Mystic Dreamer. So, Alicia, are you starting over with a new job? And are you missing family? I'm seeing the Eight of Wands, which is fatigue, and the Five of Wands, which is an argument. Three of Swords, miscommunication. I feel like communication and feeling a little disconnected is part of what's going on for you. I don't know if this Knight of Pentacles has prevented you from spending money or feeling as if you're starting over with money. And I feel like you're, I wouldn't say lonely, but you're feeling isolated or wanting to isolate. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that we often, you know, personally, I go underground when I'm going through things, and it doesn't have anything to do with depression as much as it does not wanting an audience for how I process information and drama or trauma, right? Are you working a lot, Alicia? She's got a new job at a barbershop. I'm seeing, you know, tired, maybe even a conflict going on over there. But the Four of Swords is my Snow White card. She's, most of the decks, you will see someone isolated, laying down, three swords down, one sword up. Something's off. And if you think about Snow White, everything's fine with her. She's not dead, but she needs the perfect environment for her to talk or to come out of it. And so this is my ghosting card if any of you guys get a relationship reading from me or hear me talk about someone ghosting. But this card is about silence, like wanting to go in silence or feeling quiet or even needing silence or, you know, feeling like it. I see the Six of Cups, which is family. I don't know, sweetheart. Are you going through it? Are you feeling as if things are a little bit over your head? Two jobs, working a lot. That's it. Okay, so this is the fatigue I was talking about. Eight of Wands. You've already done what you can do and you're tired. Miscommunication with family. And maybe that's coming up a lot for you during these holidays for, you know, we're all kind of triggered right now. Hi, Brenda. So there's some intense feelings for you right now, right? a little overwhelming. And so I think you're pushing it down. Your advice, the cards are giving, I pushed through this a little bit to see the other side, right? What's the outcome? And I'm seeing the Strength card. And what does the Strength card teach us? The Strength card is all about wisdom. From past experience, what have I learned? And from past experience, I can expect the same behavior. What will I do differently? That's wisdom, really. And the Chariot is all about intensity. It's not just about moving. It's about intensity and keeping it all together. And do you have it in you to come from a place of charity? Even if you don't talk to her, do you have it in you to let go? Because we have the Six of Pentacles, which is charity, giving, love. I keep picking up over and over again, like regardless of this mother or mom or relationship or this isolation that you're feeling. Do you feel like the new guy at work more than you should, or is it lingering? I'm kind of picking up that you just, I don't know if it's hazing or being picked on or, yeah, I'm picking up a little bit of some, like you're questioning yourself about this. I actually, it's bugging me enough that I want to look into it. Is that okay? Hold on. We're going to get the dragon deck out. Thank you, Michael. Okay, let's take a look. Thank you for the $20 donation, Michael Kelly. I love you. It's very sweet. All right. Alicia at the salon. Yes. Okay. Are you the only female? Is it a girl boys club? I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. Like, okay, let's look. And are you literally new? Did you just get this, or are they just treating you like a rookie? All I can say, darling, is it is okay to pop off at the mouth. That's what the cards are telling you. Black and white, babe. Call it as you see it, and do not be afraid of speaking up, because I think that they're going to run you. And I can also tell you that the cards are telling me that it will get easier. Okay. So I'm seeing this Page of Wands, which means education. This is somebody that just got out of class or is still in class. I'm seeing the Knight of Cups, which is emotional. So you're feeling a little bit emotional. You love what you do. Things are going to get easier. Up to now, you haven't been able to see your way out of it. The blinders on here. You're about to lose your shit right here. That's that snappy, right? But the cards are saying, whatever it is, black and white. It's like, what's the no? I don't know. I'm just feeling like you can say what it is you have to say. Because that's the only way to gain respect, I'm feeling. And then you have the World card. I promise you it's going to get easier. So just hold the line. This is momentary. It's part of a hazing thing, or part of a, like a group acceptance or whatever. This is how things go. I remember I got that feeling of how I felt when I was a paramedic. It's just that feeling of culture. Oh, coffee. Spiritual Jada. Hi. Have we met before? So it's a love reading for Jada. Hi, Brenda, if you're still here. Jada. Who's still here? I hate the streaming where it multi-streams. Somebody from my YouTube wants to know my Snapchat. I'm into older women. No, you may not have my Snapchat. So Malik, what was your question? I was going to go for Jada, but I didn't see the question, or they're still here. Oh, there you go, Spiritual Jada. This was a love question. Jada, and then Malik. Post your question one more time, Malik, right now, because I'll be done with Jada in just a second. I feel like this is going to be an easy question answer. Career guidance for Malik. Thank you. All right. So this is for Jada. Jada on love. Are you single? I'm hearing the word patience. The only reason why I ask, I'm amazing. I just got to tell you, this has been fun for me. I haven't done lives like this in a while. It's been a very chaotic year. I'm super happy to be upright and above ground and contributing again and doing what I love and playing on the bigger platforms once again. Jada. Oh. So Jada, my first question for you, you have the Four of Pentacles. Did you have an ex cheat on you? Or you have this blockage or trauma? I feel like you're still have some trust issues. I really hate using those words, right? Because they're a blanket statement to the fuckery people have that cause us to have some of these injuries, right? Where it's like, you don't want that to happen again, right? And so, or the person didn't honor, or just really wasn't what you wanted out of it. And you were like, I expected better from you. It's not that they cheated, or maybe they did. Maybe they had more than one individual and they just didn't paint it the way that it really was so they could get what they wanted. I can tell you that's making you see, the reason why I asked if you had trust issues is this combination of cards. So this Four of Pentacles is my cheating card. Somebody doesn't have to cheat on you, but you feel cheated. Like you could have done better, right? Or I expected better from you. Like situationship where it's like, you know, we were good and then you fucked it up. Sorry, I gotta behave myself. No, I actually don't have to behave myself. The fuckery. Facebook wants to delete me. It is what it is. All right, so Four of Pentacles, feeling cheated. I don't know if they had a short temper or you did, but at some point it was like the snapping began and somebody had to say something, or it was just not comfortable. But what I can tell you is you have a new relationship on deck. There is some opportunities for you. Yeah, I did expect better and he wasn't painting the picture honestly. So was he cheating? Was he? So there's, if anybody feels like I'm crazy for saying this, so what? But there's this PDF or book called The Ethical Slut, and I think everybody should read it. It talks about how you can have the lifestyle that you want, but in order to have relationships where people respect you, you have to speak to what it is you're actually doing. You know, I'm not monogamous. Saying that to an individual in a relationship allows them to choose in, right? Or out. And so I think a lot of us are at the point where we recognize that if we newly meet someone, that you're not the only person in the universe that's ever come to them in a romantic way, or that there might be entanglements or whatever, and we won't know about them until we get a little more intimate and emotionally intimate with someone, because it's really nobody's business, right? But just the fact of that knowledge allows us to know whether we want to move forward with someone, right? We're not telling you that it's okay to go out there and do that. But I think if more people were just honest, we can choose in. And we can say, that's not for me, bro. Like, do what you want. I mean, however, you would have some respect, at least. I would encourage you to, yeah, she said he was talking to other girls while he was claiming he wasn't. We weren't exclusive, but working towards something exactly. So yeah. So, I mean, wouldn't it be easier if he had just said, I'm still seeing other people? And then it allows us to be like, yeah, I'm cool on that. Or I can still like you enough to still participate in these activities, right? Ooh, I'm losing the chat here. All right. So anyways, regardless of that past relationship, what I am seeing for you is a new relationship is out there. I just don't feel like you're quite ready. And I'm saying that it just is, you're going to use a little wisdom next time. That's the Strength card. Past experience teaches us how to behave moving forward. And then I have the Lovers card. So you might even be experiencing someone that comes back towards you. And I see the Ace of Cups. That's Trump cards. So these really good energy coming your direction. All right, Malik, did we already talk? Yes. And so that's the betrayal that she's talking about. So for career for Malik, right? So he should have been more honest. It's not that big a deal, right? You would have understood. And that's the other thing. That's the insult. The insult is that I am either emotionally bankrupt and I can't communicate, or that I'll have a melting pot of emotions all over you and vomit my mood because I don't get my way. It's like we're all adults here, right? And it's insulting to me that people can't communicate. But I do see more positivity coming your way. You just got to clear that one, and you're pissed. You know what I mean? And by all rights, you should be. And we need to speak to this stuff more often. Hence why you'll hear a lot of this dating advice on the podcast. We're going to be talking about F-boys and using sex as a commodity and failure to commit and roles and expectations. We'll be talking about all that stuff. Malik, this is for you, darling. Thank you for the subscription. I just saw a Kevin subscribe. And Raluca, appreciate you. Angela, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I have goals. I was on my YouTube for a couple years and I got sick and I'm back. So I do have some goals for my YouTube. I want to do more work here. Thank you for the donation, Brooke. Brooklyn's mommy. All right, Malik, this is career for you. And for all of you that are hanging out with me, I just want to thank you so much for your patience. Well, Jada, don't be surprised if there isn't a reconnect after a little maturity, but I would recommend you move on. There's another individual that will take up your time, and it might be good for you. It might be good for you to have some attention and someone that actually wants to enjoy your company. All right, Malik, thank you for your patience. You've been rock star hanging out with me this whole time. Here we go. Malik on career. Malik, first thing I pick up, do you do labor? Do you do like carpentry, mechanic work? Or is it just something where lately you're exhausted? I do feel as if, Malik, there is some messages here for the tension. You're very welcome. Appreciate the compliments. Malik, are you in a labor industry? Do you like carpentry, plumbing? Do you do something physical? I've got the 8 of Pentacles. Social worker. Okay, so is there something involved with tension? Busy. Like, do you have like a schedule that's crazy? Yeah, just limba beans, leans type of question. So the reason why I asked you if you did something physical is because some of the tension, the exhaust is exhausting you. So I wanted to make sure that it wasn't physical labor, that it's emotional. Because I'm seeing, look here, the Knight of Coins, right? And I was going to mention that this is a labor of love. Like this is something that is your heart is in it right here, the Knight of Cups, right? You're feeling very emotional about it. There's something about this social work that makes you kind of want to walk away, right? So there's a lot involved with this. Labor of love, right? I mean, nobody becomes a social worker just to work for the government and have a pension. We work in social work because we feel like we can make a difference, right? So did you bite off more than you could chew, or are you in an environment that you didn't, that it's like more chaotic than you expected? You know, it would be like going to work for the welfare office and it's a shit show, or a government office where you, like the DMV, where you're getting bitched at. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm seeing that there's just a lot of tension. There's been some disgruntlement, or I don't know, maybe an audit, something interesting that doesn't have anything to do with you, that it's just a big beast of an animal. I do feel as if you feel isolated. Are you expected to work independently as well? Or is there travel involved? Because I'm feeling like exhaustion for you. You wanted to kind of walk away from it, but the money's good. There's a conflict. Maybe you have something you have to speak to. And there's someone there that you don't trust. This is like a theme for you. Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm not sure if I like my new job. It's not what I thought it would be. So what I'm picking up is there's this tension, these deadlines, this paperwork, this culture, this like you're looking at your education and wondering if there's something else that you can do with it. You have the Five of Swords, which is a conflict where you're feeling as if, you know, if you push back or whatever, you're going to ruin your livelihood. Look at this Queen of Swords. You want to back away. You like, it's like a dead tree. You don't see yourself growing. Right? And you have this Hermit, right? This is isolation. This is feeling quiet, like when you would normally speak up. This is you feeling quiet. All right, so that's enough of that. Let me look and see where it's going. I mean, what are you going to do instead? I feel like that's the question that you're bringing up. Like, okay, I went to school for this. It's not what I thought it would be. It's like more administrative. It's more culture and like, I don't know, what's the word? Bureaucratic. That's the perfect, I couldn't get my mind around that word this whole reading. So it's almost like bureaucratic paperwork and mechanisms, the way things can be done. You can only do it this way. You have to be super careful. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as if you're doing anything more than pushing paper around. Let's take a look and see what options are for you moving forward in the future, if there's an option for a job change for you, because I feel like that's your question, is like, what else can I do, right? Yeah. Well, like I said, why do we become a social worker but to be help? And I think that it's like the kid with the dam, right? Put his finger in it. That's like all you're doing is you don't feel like you're being effective. But I want to tell you that it still does make a difference. We need people with heart in those bureaucratic environments. We need people with heart to make a difference. And I was a paramedic for 20 years, and a lot of times most of what I was doing was garbage. It was just, you know, all the crazy things that happened. And there were days where I felt like, wow, am I even doing this? Right? Just standing in the middle of the street while people argue about a car wreck, a fender bender, instead of really saving lives, and how the system was abused, etc. But we need that love and light out there. And if it's not the right spot, stay there for a little bit until you get yourself an idea of what else you could do, right? Let's take a look and see if there's something else out there for you, or if there's a job that you can apply for if you've been looking. Let's see. I feel like you don't know where to look. Malik, you've been such a sweetheart waiting for me. Okay, so here's what I see for you. You don't feel like you have a voice there, right? You have the Nine of Swords, which is feeling like a ghost, like nobody sees you. You're just a cog in the wheel. I see the Ace of Swords, which is a new beginning and a pivot point. Remember, our aces are our trump cards. Our aces are our pivot points, our movement. That's next to the Magician and the Death card. Now, the Death card is transformation. I mean, maybe you needed to experience this in order for you to have an understanding of what you want to do more of. I mean, maybe you could be a social worker at a smaller facility, maybe make a little less money, but it'll be more intimate. But I do see the World card for you. I mean, keep looking. You have the Ten of Cups, which is balance. I would encourage you to keep looking. I see some transformation for you, and I see the King of Cups, which is EQ. You really are heart-centered. And I am picking up like your heart hurts over all of this. It really does. So keep moving forward and keep looking at your opportunity. I don't feel like you're going to be stuck there. And I want to thank you on behalf of anybody who's got a foster kid or anybody who's, you know, have family that needs someone on the inside to help. We thank you for that. All right, let me catch up with the chat. Are you guys enjoying this? Will you be back if I do it again? I'm thinking of doing it. So I'm here for the iWitch group on Facebook because I promised I would come and do some lives. I would like to know where you guys are. If you could type where you're from. I want to kind of look at the time zones and see, because I know that I have a lot of people from back east. I'm on the West Coast. So Lima Beans Leans. So she says, why does this other person's reading resonate with me? So here's the thing. This is why I go to who I'm drawn to, and I say to have patience, because oftentimes you're drawn to me because of the energy that's going on in the chat room. and similarities will come up. It's interesting to me how some readings will be all relationship. Other ones will be about depression. Some will be about career. Some will be about family dynamics and children. And what ends up happening is there's a resonation. There's this resonant frequency that you're drawn to find your answer. So if the advice hit you, if you feel it in your heart, if you feel like you're about to cry, if you feel like gratitude or like clear direction, it's for you. Watching from London, Lima Beans Leans. Lima Beans Leans, you're not my Noah's girl, are you? Kansas City, Romania. All right, let me catch up here and see who's still here. London. Okay, who's still here? Thank you, Brooklyns, for the donation. So I am just now checking back in with the chat. I don't do pregnancy questions and I don't do timeline. But Tashana is asking about a pregnancy. My son's girlfriend's in London. All right, Kwana, Raluca, and Perry. Tashana, I do want to respond to that though. I don't want to give a no. I am thinking I'm going to do Wednesdays, live Wednesdays. I'm just not sure the time. Is this a good time? Or should I do them later in the evening? It doesn't matter to me. All right, so Tashana, baby, are you still here? Watching from Guyana, if I pronounce that right, Perry. All right, so Tashana, I want to look at something for you. Because I can see about health for you. Thank you. Lima Beans Leans for following. And Charnel, Angela Sholey, I think I said hi to you as well. For those of you that are on my Instagram, join me on my YouTube and hang out. Tashana. Let's see. So your answer would be yes. I'm seeing the Sun card, which is celebration, the Four of Wands, commitment, the Chariot, and the Page of Pentacles. I'm seeing that you have more worry right now. I'm seeing a little drama and worry that's causing you to feel stress, but I'm not seeing health issues, luckily. Perry wants to know traveling overseers. All right, pick one. Will I travel overseas and will I hear from immigration? So immigration would look like the Justice card because that's legal. And travel would look like the Chariot card. Queen of Cups, Judgment. Yes. So, all right. So the Judgment card is immigration, Judgment and Justice, King of Swords, Ace of Cups. I do feel as if they're going to keep dragging their feet. I don't know about a when, but what I'm seeing for you is the Ten of Wands. You're going to have to push when it comes from that. The Ten of Wands is the burden that you're going to have to carry, that you're going to have to be the one to push that energy. You're going to have to be the one to connect, and patience. I'm also seeing the Two of Swords. They haven't made a decision and it might be a while. So, unfortunately. Will me and Amish be together in the future? This is for, let me see if I can pronounce this. Pratikshia. Pratikshia. Try not to butcher your name. Let's see if there's going to be any connection for you. We're looking for the Four of Wands. Lima Beans Leans, do you have a question for me, darling? And I would have to say you and Anamish might possibly have a connection. We actually have the 10 of Pentacles, which is legacy. I do feel as if this is something that's going to take a length of time, though. And are they aware of their feelings that you have feel for them? I feel like they might be kind of in avoidance, or you haven't talked to them. And so I don't think they're aware. Lima Beans Leans. Yep, post your, it was for my Twitch. My Twitch people are, I have about a week left in my job where I leave, and I wanted some general advice on my last week and afterward. Anything to watch it for? I'm asking because I don't trust my workplace. You know, I wouldn't either. I'm just saying workplace stuff is, they get crazy. You know what I mean? Hi, Ashley. Thank you for the subscription. Who was that? I just saw someone join. Lima bean. All right. Just toe the line. Okay. So what I'm seeing is the Four of Pentacles. I don't know if your boss is a cheat, or will, like, they wouldn't pay you overtime, or really cheap. I am seeing the Hierophant, which is arrogance. So this individual is going to be like, throw you under the bus kind of thing. Look what she did. So you have the 10 of Cups, which is they try to act. Ugh, I just saw an image in my head of, I try not to be judgmental, but I live in an LDS community, and sometimes the opinions of people just come barging out in the room, like regardless, you know, of what the situation is, their opinion of what's right and wrong comes out of their mouth. And sometimes that misogyny, that male feeling of, God, you know, the daddy thing where it's like, I'm in charge, or misogyny where they're just like, I don't know, you do as you say, or there's their way or no way. I just look, it looks really shady, right? Like you were saying. I was going to ask if I would get paid for the paid days off that I didn't take. I don't think they will, based on this Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is the card for cheating. He's going to try to get away with anything he can, unless you make them. Hi, Veronica. What's up, sweetheart? Woohoo! Long time no see. I'm just up the street. You guys should come up and see me sometime in St. George. Go to the Salt Room. Do a drum session with you guys. I would absolutely love it. You could stay up here. All right, so the Four of Pentacles is the card for cheating. So I feel that most definitely they're going to screw you if they can. And the bad thing about it is he's got money. It's not like he doesn't have it. It's just pettiness. And he likes to act perfect. So he's not going to admit guilt, shame, or any wrongdoing whatsoever. So tread softly, my darling. Tread softly. I think you can exit gracefully. I don't think it'll be a pitched fight, but only if you like do the out the door, like, bye. Does that help you? Yeah, he likes to act like he's perfect. So my question is, what are Pisces' feelings and intentions toward me? Any romantic? Thank you. Toka fan. Let's see here. I got Jada and Malik. It's a romantic. Let me go up the chat a little bit. Donate whatever you feel. Oh, thank you. $8. I appreciate that. That was extremely helpful. Thank you again. My pleasure. Sanjita wants to know what's next in my connection with Kanul. Next steps. Love. All right. Okay, so Toka fan, are you still here? This is the romantic question for Pisces. Let's take a look. I mean, I could come back every day. I think you guys will be sick of me. All right. Toka fan 41, initials S and a Libra. I did Libra yesterday reading. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. I'm drawing a blank. So we need to shuffle the cards, maybe burn some sage. Hold on. Another do. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. All right. I felt like I needed to clear those. Thank you for your patience. My little salt ball. Okay. Whew, I was picking up a blank for a second. I got overwhelmed. The engine got hot. All right, Toka, initial S for your Pisces and your Libra. Now I can think clearly. Okay, here we go. You want to know if there is a romantic interest with this individual. Now, what does a romantic interest look like in the cards? That looks like, now, believe it or not, it's not the Lover's card. The Lover's card is about intensity on a whole other level. It's not a great card. I personally don't feel in the cards. It always feels like a dichotomy. So what we want to look for, 2s of cups, things that are gentle and easy, 6 of cups, ace of cups, etc. 4 of wands. Let's take a look. Knight of cups. Haha. Page of swords. The star card. The wheel of fortune. So initially, yes, there is some drama that's going on, but I can also pick up that there's another, I don't want to say third party, but there's options in front of them, right? Where they kind of feel like they're not sure what it is they want to do. I also see emotions. So they're immature with their emotions, the Knight of Cups. So they have a tendency to be emotionally reactive rather than responsive. So you're dealing with a tiny bit of, a tiny bit of immaturity and impulsive behavior. I do see that they would ask you out, but there's some drama that's going on around them. Yes. So the Lover's card, if you look at it, it has a sword in between the two individuals. In this deck, I'll pull it out and let you look at it. But in this deck, we've got two individuals, their feet are together and they're leaning away, but they're touching heads and there's a sword in the middle. It usually means that dichotomy, the male and female, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, but usually there's something in the middle. I always call the Lover's card the great tango, because you'll see the yin and yang and they just kind of pull at each other, and sometimes it throws something in the mix. Now, if you're looking, now that's like the soulmate energy. I rarely talk about soulmates, but there's certain combinations that come up, like the Lover's card and the Wheel of Fortune, etc. And when those are paired together, you're dealing with that soul contract, twin flame, soulmate type energy. And those are always chaotic, and not everybody gets one. We assume that that's like our path, and not all of us need to experience that in this life, and not all of us have chosen that to be our lesson, or some of us really want a nice, easy, gentle experience, and that intensity isn't what we desire. But what I do see for this individual is the 2 of wands. So that tells me that they're unsure about what they're doing. They're juggling a lot of things, or maybe they're dating someone else superficially, because I don't see relationship that they're involved in, or maybe they're still entangled. I say this because there's the 8 of swords. So there is a little bit of drama going on around them. I do see that they're going to reach out to you, right? Are you a little bit like, do you dream of them, or like, I don't want to use the word obsessed because I know that when I'm into somebody, they're all I think about, right? I'm all day long, I'm looking at their pictures and I'm checking my phone, etc., right? So there's a little bit of that energy. Are you like dreaming of them or feel like there's more of a connection? Anyways, I'm going to guess that they're going to pop back around. That's by the Knight of Wands telling me. He's a bit stressed about work. Okay, so this is him. So there's drama and him like not sleeping. Does he work nights, by the way? That would indicate that Nine of Swords. Give it some time. There's definitely hope there. So give it some time. All right. I've been on here an hour and 45 minutes. Perry Allen, I did your reading earlier. So I do dream sometimes, but I'm trying to distance myself a bit. Well, you know, I would have to agree that they say that when you're dreaming or thinking of someone that they're also thinking of you. And I would have to agree with that. I know if I reach out to text someone and they're texting me, it's all the same thing. All right, I think I hit my limit here, guys. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you felt like this was of value, if you felt like any of this resonated, if you felt like anyone would appreciate hearing my voice or my medicine, please share, subscribe. I was sick for a while, so being back on my schedule and having the energy to be here is super exciting. So look forward to my meditation class. I'll be doing some videos on. I've got half of them done, so I'm going to put that on Patreon so that you can not have to pay for like a $50 class or anything. I want the videos to be available, so I'll be promoting that soon so you can play with some of the classes. Maybe my Tarot 101 class will be on there instead, so you don't have to come to the meetings at a specific time. But I want to thank you for hanging out with me. Please subscribe, share, like, comment. Let me know how you feel your reading went and what resonated with you. I always like to know what subjects you feel were intriguing or important, or if you have any other questions or subject matter that you'd like me to talk about, just put them in the comments. And again, to book, find me at karmaondeck.com. Blessed be.